If you're looking for something more real, something closer to the country you grew up with, songs about life, faith, and the long road home, subscribe here to the channel Country Revival and stay where the stories still matter. I crossed the county line around 10:15. Headlights cutting through the cold like they'd done time with me again. Wore the same old jacket through another wasted week. Carried more inside my chest than a man like me should keep. Mailbox leaning sideways near the end of the drive. Dog next door barked once like he recognized my lights. I killed the engine slow and listened to the ticking fade, like the truck was worn out from the choices that I made. The kitchen light was already on, soft through the curtains like it'd been there all along. Didn't hear no footsteps, didn't need a word, just that yellow glow against the dark outside the world. Some folks ask questions, some leave judgment at the door. Some kind of mercy lives in small things more and more. And that night, standing there out in the cold, the kitchen light was already on. Coffee pot still sitting warm beside the stove, calendar hanging crooked where the winter air had pulled. I could smell supper lingering somewhere in the room, like time had slowed itself and waited up for me to move. She looked up from the table, didn't ask where I'd been, just slid a plate across like she'd done 1,000 times since then. I sat down with both hands wrapped around that chipped white cup, trying to remember when I started giving up. The kitchen light was already on, soft through the curtains like it'd been there all along. Didn't hear no sermon, didn't hear no blame, just my name spoken low and steady all the same. Some roads get lonely, make a man forget his worth, till a little grace reminds him he ain't left this earth. And that night, standing there tired to the bone, the kitchen light was already on. I ain't fixed every broken thing behind me yet, still got miles of old mistakes I probably won't forget. But for the first time in a while, I let the silence be, didn't fight the quiet, sitting at that table next to me. The kitchen light was already on, burning through the dark before I ever came along. And maybe faith ain't louder than an old house in the cold. Maybe it's somebody waiting when you don't deserve to know, how they still believe there's good beneath your worn out skin, enough to leave the light walk back in. Yeah, that night, somewhere between lost and found, the kitchen light was already on. Rain kept tapping on the trailer roof all afternoon. I was digging through old boxes, trying to make some room. Found the denim coat beneath a stack of unpaid bills. Haven't worn it since the winter out in Louisville. I reached inside the pocket and my fingers caught that page, folded small and fragile from another younger age. Ink had faded crooked where my thumb had worn it thin. Funny how the truth survives the shape you keep it in. I carried that letter for years, through borrowed apartments and motel mirrors, across state lines and factory towns. Packed it away every time life broke down. Never found the right moment, never found the right words. Yes, some apologies take more than nerve, and some truths sit heavier than they appear. I carried that letter for years. It said I should have called you back that night in Tennessee. Said I knew exactly what you needed from me. But pride's a quiet poison when a man thinks he's strong. Makes him wait too long to admit when he was wrong. I remember buying postage at a station off Route 9. Held it in my hand while that clerk closed up the sign. Walked back out to the truck and laid it on the seat. Then drove away like distance gave a soul some kind of peace. I carried that letter for years, past birthdays, bad jobs, and Christmases with beers. Every town I landed in, I told myself, tomorrow I'll finally send it for my own help. But time gets stubborn once it disappears, and silence grows roots deeper every year. Now there's more dust than courage sitting here on a letter I carried for years. Last I heard you moved somewhere up north. Had 2 little boys and a screened-in porch. Hope somebody learned how to love you right without making you wait half your life. I carried that letter for years, till the paper felt softer than my fears. Read it one last time by the window that day. then struck a match and watched the smoke drift away. Ain't saying fire can clean a man completely clear, but watching those ashes disappear felt like finally telling the truth to the ear. After carrying that letter for years, couldn't get comfortable no matter how I turned. Sheets tangled up with thoughts I hadn't let burn. Clock blowing red beside a half-read book. So I pulled on my boots and took the back path out. Grass wet cold against the cuffs of my jeans, wind moving low through the dying soybean leaves, moon hanging pale over rusted fence wire. Whole county looked held together by silence and tired. I heard coyotes behind the field, calling through the dark like they knew how I felt. Lonesome ain't always loud, sometimes it barely moves, just hangs there in the distance, humming soft and blue. And somewhere past the tree line and the old grain mill, I let the night say things no one else will. Funny how the dark cuts straight through what ain't real. When you hear coyotes behind the field. Sat down near the post where Daddy marked our height. Mine stopped climbing sometime around 19, I guess. There's a kind of growing older nobody talks about, where your body stays but pieces of you drift out. I thought about calling someone just to hear a voice, but every name in my phone came with too much noise. So I watched my breath disappear into the cold and listen to the country settle into itself slow. I heard coyotes behind the field, sharp through the stillness on that frozen hill, like they were carrying every restless thing men drag around but never truly speak. No sermon, no answer coming down from above, just stars burning quiet over miles of dirt. Still somehow that empty sound healed, hearing coyotes behind the field. Maybe peace ain't found inside a crowded room. Maybe it comes when there's nothing left to prove. Just fence post, cold wind, and midnight air, and finally not minding nobody's there. I heard coyotes behind the field, long after the porch light over the barn went dim. Stayed out till the east sky softened into gray, till the world felt lighter than it had all week. Then I walked back slow through the frost and weeds, with dirt on my hands and calm underneath. Some nights a man learns more standing still, listening to coyotes behind the field. Rainwater dripping from the brim of my hat, boot heels sticking to a floor worn smooth and black. Only 3 folks left when the clock hit 12. A tired waitress, me, and somebody blaming someone else. Jukebox humming low through an old Merle tune, neon beer signs buzzing red across the room. Bartender stacking chairs one hand at a time, like he'd watched men wrestle themselves his whole life. I sat through closing time sober, hands wrapped tight around melting ice water. Watched reflection shake inside that silver bin, like every bad decision trying to wake again. Funny thing is, leaving felt harder tonight than staying ever did beneath those neon lights. But somewhere between the silence and the smoke, I sat through closing time sober. Used to be I knew every face inside that place, knew which stool to take and how long I'd stay. Could drink till the world got soft around the edge, till regret sounded almost easy to forget. But tonight I heard things clearer than before. Pool balls cracking somewhere near the back room door. Heard my own thoughts louder than the country band. That's a dangerous thing for a broken man. I sat through closing time sober, while the bartender wiped circles in slow motion. Outside headlights drifted down Highway 10, everybody headed somewhere warm again. And I nearly asked for one more, just because old habits don't leave clean when they've had your trust. Still I stood up when they flipped those chairs up slow, after sitting through closing time sober. Cold wind hit hard, stepping out into the dark. I could smell wet asphalt and someone grilling meat nearby. Looked up at the motel cross, glowing pale white. For the first time in a while, I didn't turn away from it. I sat through closing time sober, world stayed quiet, and I finally noticed. I sat through closing time sober. Sun dropping low behind a line of telephone poles, sky turning copper over miles of harvested roads. I've been driving nowhere since somewhere around noon, with an overnight bag and too much room to lose. Didn't plan on heading back through Mason County way. Had every reason in the world to keep running straight, but somewhere past the county bridge, without thinking it through, my truck turned north before I knew it did. I was halfway home before I knew, past the water tower and the diner off of Route 82. That old feed mill standing crooked by the tracks, like time itself never packed up and left. Funny how the heart remembers roads the mind outgrew, even after pride swears you're finally through. Guess some part of me still knows what's true. I was halfway home before I knew. Saw Mrs. Harper hanging laundry in the yard, kids riding bicycles through the trailer park. Every little thing looked smaller than before, but somehow steadier than the life I'd built beyond. There's a curve near Wilson Creek where Daddy taught me gears. I still eased off the gas there after all these years. Memory works funny that way on a man, like your hands keep believing long after you can't. I was halfway home before I knew. Sunlight fading gold across that old Route 2, church steeple catching fire in the evening haze. Same place Mama prayed through harder days. And all at once the miles I carried around didn't feel quite so heavy. Slowing down, maybe grace ain't something new. Maybe it's the road that still leads you through. I pulled in by the porch just after dark, dog barking somewhere out beyond the barn. Screen door open slow before I touched the step, like forgiveness somehow knew me. Yeah, I was halfway home before I knew. Thought I left that life behind for good truth, but the smell of cut hay and the sound of gravel tires brought back pieces of a man I thought expired. No big revelation waiting in the yard, just supper on the stove first time in a long, long while, I didn't feel like I was driving just to hide. I was halfway home before I knew. Left Tulsa sometime around 4:15. Thermos full of truck stop coffee, going cold beside the sea. Wipers drag slow across a dirty windshield haze. Highway signs glowing green through the edge of coming day. That little amber light lit up outside Amarillo. Mechanic down in Jackson said I ought to get it looked at soon. But I kept pushing west like I always seem to do, hoping miles might smooth out what I keep running through. The check engine light stayed on, blinking steady while the tires kept rolling on. Funny how a man can hear a warning every day and still convince himself it'll all work out some way. Been doing the same thing with my soul since God knows when. Ignore the shaking till it rattles through your hands. Yeah, I know what's wrong before the smoke starts showing. Still the check engine light stayed on. Pulled into a station where the pumps looked half asleep. Oh, cashier reading yesterday's news behind the lottery machine. He said, son, that motor don't sound right to me. I just laughed and said, ain't the only thing. Back on the road with sunrise breaking thin and red, thought about the words my younger brother said. You keep carrying everything like it ain't gonna crack. Guess some truths follow longer than the lines painted black. The check engine light stayed on like a quiet little preacher humming all night long. Not trying to shame me, not saying I'm too far gone, just reminding me something underneath ain't strong. And maybe grace looks less like being fixed completely, more like finally pulling over when you need to. After years of driving hard, pretending nothing's wrong, while the check engine light stayed on. There's a rest stop on 540 near the Oklahoma line, where I shut the truck down and watch the daylight climb. First silence I'd heard in months without a radio. First time I let myself admit I didn't know. The check engine light stayed on, but I wasn't scared of it the way I was before. Called the number I'd been avoiding, since last fall. Heard forgiveness answer softer than I thought, and the road kept stretching out beyond the morning fog. Same worn tires, same scars underneath the hood. Still something inside me finally quit holding on. The morning the check engine light stayed on. Window cracked an inch against the August heat. Some old dog barking halfway down the street. Digital clock glowing 2:15. Sleep felt like a thing meant for other rooms. Work jeans hanging tight across a kitchen chair. Paycheck gone before it ever really got there. Bill stacked crooked underneath the lamp, like quiet little reminders of who I ain't. The fan kept turning overhead, throwing slow shadows across the bed, round and round like worries do, when the whole night's pressing down on you. I stared up at that peeling pain instead, trying not to count all the what-ifs in my head. Lord, some nights making it till morning light feels close enough to faith to me tonight. Thought about my brother up in Illinois, probably sleeping easy with his wife and boys. Meanwhile I'm here listening to pipes knock thin and the neighbor's screen door opening again. Funny how a man can feel so worn apart without ever lifting more than his own heart. No thunder rolling in to clear the air, just sweat, stillness, and an unanswered prayer. The fan kept turning overhead, like it knew something I ain't learned yet, that maybe peace ain't loud or bright. Maybe it's just staying put through one more night. No angels singing through the dark, no miracle reaching through these walls, just breathe moving steady through my chest. And somehow that felt like enough rest. Around 3:30 rain began to fall, soft against the roof and down the hall. First cool breeze drifted through the screen, and for a minute everything softened clean. The fan kept turning overhead, while dawn laid pale blue through the blinds instead. Coffee waiting in the kitchen sink, a Another hard day standing at the brink. But I got up slow and made the bed, pulled on my boots and bowed my head. 'Cause Lord, some mornings walking out that door feels like believing there's still something worth hoping for. Drove through town on a slow gray Sunday, past the feed store shuttered up beside the square. Church bell drifting soft above the cottonwoods, same as it did back when Mama brushed my hair. I parked beside the fence with the faded white paint. Haven't been there since they laid her in the ground. I felt tight enough to choke a memory loose, so I just stood a while listening to the sound. The field behind the church grew tall, grass bending slow against that rusted wire wall. Near up to my knees where we used to cut across, back when faith came easier and people didn't get lost. Funny how places wait without a word at all. Don't ask where you've been or why you stopped calling. They just stay there through the years and let the silence fall. Like the field behind the church grew tall. Old Fellowship Hall still smelled like lemon wax and coffee brewed too early in the morning cold. I remembered Mama singing low beside the pew, one hand holding mine, the other holding hope. Preacher Wilson didn't recognize my face, just nodded while he carried folding chairs inside. Guess time changes men more than little country towns. Some scars settle deep where they can hide. The field behind the church grew tall, weeds climbing up around the old backstop wall. I walked that narrow path behind the cemetery stones, reading names I knew like verses carved in bone. And somewhere in the wind, through those pines beyond, I felt something softer than guilt hanging on. Like mercy ain't loud, maybe it's patient after all. Like the field behind the church grew tall. I sat down on the tailgate till the clouds turned thin, watched kids in press shirts running circles in the grass again. For a second I could almost hear her laugh, floating through the years I never learned to walk back past. The field behind the church grew tall, and I guess I did too, in some crooked way through it all. still carrying doubts I can't fully explain. Still looking for peace in ordinary things. But before I left, I bowed my head a while. Not because I had the answers reconciled, just felt wrong driving off without speaking small to the God Mama trusted through it all. Behind the field that grew tall. Main Street looked smaller than I remembered it. All in paint, peeling where the summer sun had hit. Parked beside the diner with the cracked up neon sign. Felt like stepping back into another kind of time. Old Mr. Carter sweeping dust out by the curb. Same slow, careful motion, same few borrowed words. Two men in seat caps talking with her by the wall, like nothing in this town had hurried much at all. The hardware store still closes early. Bell above the door still rings a little blurry. Coffee in the corner tastes like burned up rain. But folks keep pouring cups the same old way. Funny how a place can outlast worry, while the years run wild on everybody else. Nice knowing something stayed where I left it, even if I never really did myself. Shelf stacked crooked with nails and more belts. Wood smoke on the jackets hanging by themselves. Calendar behind the counter, still a month behind. Nobody around here ever seemed to mind. I bought a box of screws I probably didn't need, just to hear somebody ask how life had been treating me. Told them, can't complain like people always do. Truth is I didn't know where else to put the truth. Though the hardware store still closes early, screen door snaps shut around 5:30. Pickup trucks roll out slow across the square, leaving long shadows hanging in the air. Funny how this town don't try to cure me, doesn't ask where all the missing years have gone, just leaves the lights on down the aisle a while longer, like maybe I still belong. Sunset settles soft on the grain mill roof. church bell carried faint across the avenue. I stood there a while with my hands in my coat, listening to a town too steady to notice ghosts. The hardware store still closes early. Same old men outside speaking soft and surely. Nothing polished, nothing trying to shine, just worn out floors and people taking time. And driving home past fields turned gold with evening, I felt something loosen in my chest. Maybe peace ain't something you go chasing. Maybe it's the places that stay put while the rest of you gets lost. I unlocked the workshop just before the evening rain. That old pine door still sticks the way it always did in spring. Air smelled like motor oil, cedar rust and time, like the room that kept on breathing long after goodbye. His hammer still hanging from the peg beside the vise. Coffee stains dried dark on the corner tabletop. I stood there a while without touching anything, like moving one small piece might break what memory brings. There's dust on Daddy's radio, sitting crooked on that shelf beneath the window. I turned the dial slow through a storm of faded sound, till an old hymn came drifting softly through the brown. And for a second I could almost see him there, elbows on the bench, working quiet in that chair. Funny how a voice through static can carry a soul so close. There's dust on Daddy's radio. He never talked much unless the work was done. Mostly taught me life through calloused hands and watching close. How to square a board, how to keep your word, how to bow your head without needing to be heard. After Mama passed, he stayed out here more nights than not, light beneath the doorway, glowing long after dark. I was too young then to understand that kind of pain. Now I hear it in the silence every time it rains. There's dust on Daddy's radio, and years stacked thick in every wiring note. That hymn sounded worn and tired around the edge, like faith held together by stubbornness instead. I sat down where he used to sharpen every blade, listening to ghosts and all the things they never say. Some men leave this world slow and low, like dust settling on a radio. I found one of his jackets folded by the sink, receipts inside the pocket from 1983. Funny the things a man leaves standing in a room, without knowing someday they'll become somebody's proof. There's dust on Daddy's radio, but tonight I let that old song play on. Outside the thunder rolled across the field somewhere. Inside that workshop I could almost feel a prayer. Not the kind spoken loud beneath bright church lights, more the kind that lives inside ordinary lives. And driving home through that slow Tennessee dust glow, I carried something heavier than sorrow from the dust on